Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Daria if you're new here, and in today's yoga practice, we'll be exploring the balance between stability and freedom. This is something that I've been just thinking about a lot in my life lately. I think it can be really empowering to understand what you need to anchor yourself, to feel stable in order to find freedom in all areas of your life. This also applies really well to yoga postures, always finding the balance, the duality between stabilizing and feeling fluid, free, and liberated. So for this class, all that you'll need is yourself and some place to move. And whenever you're ready, let's go ahead and jump right into it. We'll get started today on hands and knees in tabletop. So find your way there, spread all your fingers really wide away from the center of your palms, and then anchor down into all 10 finger pads. Let your toenails get heavy to the earth, and then hug your shins slightly toward each other to activate the midline. Pull your palms as well slightly toward each other. We'll begin with cat-cows slowly and deliberately. So as you inhale, tip your tailbone up toward the sky. Soften your low belly. Then soften the base of your rib cage toward the mat. The front of your rib cage. Reach your heart forward to the top of your mat. Lift your gaze high to the sky. Contract your whole back body. As you exhale, draw in through your inner thighs. Curl your tailbone to the backs of your knees. Swallow up through your low belly, then your middle belly, then your heart. Drop your head, relax the back of your neck. 2 more, slowly like this. Inhale, lift your tailbone, soften the low belly, then the middle belly, then the heart reaches forward and the gaze lifts. Activate the back of your neck. As you exhale, round and curl, swallow your inner thighs together. Create a contraction in your front body to expand your back body. Really feel more space. Breathe more space between all your vertebrae. Inhale for cow. Stretch the tailbone back. Inner thighs reach back. Heart reaches forward. Gaze lifts. Exhale, press energetically the earth down through your shins and down through your hands as you drop your head. Now, from this place of alignment and stability, begin to bring more free movement into your spine. So you might make circles through the rib cage or through the pelvis. Try to move any way that feels good to you without having any boundaries imposed. Stay stable down into your hands. Keep rooting your toenails down. Let's connect with the breath as well. So check in and make sure that you're breathing in deeply and fully every time that you inhale. Every time that you exhale, try to let go of all of your breath. And allow your movement to be inspired by your breath. Find your way back to a neutral tabletop from wherever you were. Draw your right knee slightly in, closer toward the midline, then stretch your left toes back behind you. Float your toes away from the earth so your leg aligns with your pelvis, and then reach forward through your right fingertips. Now here, feel the stability down through the left palm and the right shin as you reach out and find more freedom, more length into right arm and left leg. Inhale here. Exhale, contract. Curl your left knee and your right elbow, draw them to touch. Inhale, extend. Left toes back, right fingertips forward. Exhale, hug in. Engage your core, press down through the left palm. 3 more times. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, curl it together. Inhale, expand. Exhale, contract. Last one here, claw down through left fingertips. Inhale, reach longer, longer, longer. Exhale, pull it in. Good. Place your right hand back down to the mat and then step your left foot out wide. You can keep a bend in the left knee. Stack your knee over your ankle. Turn your toes to point forward. Let's take some circles into the hips. So this might look for you a bit different than it's looking for me. Try to let it be animalistic. So again, no boundaries, no rules, total freedom. You can lift the left heel away from the earth and play there. Maybe you come onto fingertips. Maybe for you today it's less about the hips and more about spinal movement. Root your palms, float your left foot away from the earth, and then glide your toes again to the back of the mat. Reach forward through your right fingertips on an inhale. On an exhale, circle right arm around to grab for the top of your left foot from the inside. Once you find a connection there, begin to kick your left foot toward the back of the earth, or toward the back of the mat. Keep a bit of magnetization between your inner thighs, providing stability as you reach your heart forward. Lift up through your toes as much as you lift up through your gaze. Take one more inhale, soften your front body, expand. And then exhale, reground right palm and left knee to the earth. Step the left knee in slightly more, take the right toes back behind, and then float them away from the earth. Root all four corners of your right palm and reach your left fingertips forward. Take an inhale here. Press into the earth and simultaneously grow out, forward and back evenly. Then on an exhale, draw right knee and left elbow to touch. Squeeze in. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, hug the midline, pull knee to elbow. 3 more here. Inhale. Exhale. Smooth, strong Ujjayi breath. Inhale. Exhale, contract. Last time here. Inhale, reach away. Exhale, draw into the midline. Then reground the left palm. Step your right foot out to the side so that it's aligned with your pelvis. Less of a lunge and more of a lateral rooting of your foot. Then you can bend your right knee and start to circle through your hips. Breathe into your groin, your inner thighs. And then allow this to be playful, exploring your space, exploring what your body feels like today. Try to dive into the sensational experience here, the visceral sensations that you're feeling, rather than any thoughts that are flowing through. Neutralize your spine, root into your palms, float your right foot away from the earth, and then glide your toes again to the back of the mat. Square your hips so that the top of your right thigh is facing down to the earth. Reach forward through your left fingertips, inhale. As you exhale, draw right heel in towards your sitting bone, sweep your left arm around and make a connection between your hand and your foot. Then, as you inhale, pull right inner thigh toward left. Begin to sprout your heart forward to the top of the mat as your toes reach for the sky. The left toes can be tucked, or if they're untucked, try to dig down your toenails to the earth. Take one more breath, elongate, reach your heart forward. And then exhale, find your way back slowly, steadily to a tabletop. Plant your palms, tuck your toes behind you, and then glide your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a few moments to breathe into this shape today. Notice how it might feel different than it did if you practiced yesterday or last week or last month. You can pedal into your feet. You can sway through your hips. Breathe along your spine. And then imagine that your 2 hands and your 2 feet are like heavy anchors that are drawing you down toward deep rooting. Then let your fingers and your toes be extensions of those anchors so that all of these points of connection are helping you to stabilize. From this strong and rooted foundation, start to stretch your tailbone higher toward the sky, creating so much length through your entire back body, specifically prioritizing length in the low back, down your legs. And then drive your hands down and forward. So it's as if you're trying to press your whole mat toward the top of your space, but then press your feet down and backward so that you're driving your mat back, and it doesn't actually move because the actions are equal and opposite. Inhale, gaze to the top of your mat. As you exhale, slowly step forward, 1 foot at a time, all the way to the top of your mat. We'll bring the feet hips distance apart, the toes are behind the wrists, and then fold, drape your torso over your thighs. Take just a couple moments here. Feel a waterfall effect through your spine, this full drop forward, surrendering the weight of your head to the earth. Root your fingertips now in front of your toes. You can bend your knees as much as you need in order to do so, or you can bring hands to blocks to make the floor more available. Take an inhale, find a halfway lift. So lift up through your toes, then through the lines of your legs. Draw your inner thighs back, pull up through the fronts of your thighs, then begin to stretch your heart forward to the top of your mat. Pull your fingertips back toward your toes. On your exhale, just fold forward. Press your fingertips down and forward into the earth. Inhale, halfway lift. Stretch out through all of your vertebrae. Elongates. And then exhale, bow forward. Fingertips down, root into your right foot. As you inhale, stretch your left toes long and back behind you, floating your leg away from the earth, standing L. Take one more inhale here. Pull fingers back toward right toes. Stretch through your spine. And then as you exhale, deeply bend into your right knee and softly land your left toes to the back of your mat. Then sink your left knee behind you. As you inhale, Anjanayasana, kneeling warrior. Fingertips reach up high toward the sky. Pull your right heel toward your left knee and lift up through your spine. Then as you exhale, create a twist. Cactus your elbows. Start to spin toward the side of your mat, toward the right. Keep magnetizing your feet. Lift up from your low belly to your heart. Then revolve your left rib cage toward your right. This can be gentle, easy, first twist of our practice. On your next inhale, reach your fingertips back up high to the sky, spinning your heart to face forward. As you exhale, root your right fingertips inside of your right foot. Then pick up your left knee and spin so that the knife edge of left foot anchors to the mat, the pinky toe side, like warrior two legs. Extended side angle. Again, fingertips maybe to a block, maybe elbow to thigh, or fingertips or hands to the mat. Left fingertips stretch up high. Pull your right sitting bone underneath you, and then feel an action of elongating from the knife edge of your left foot all the way through the left side of your body. Take an inhale. On an exhale, extend your left fingertips forward, drawing your bicep beside your ear. Breathe more space through the left side body. And then on your exhale, continue this revolution. So spin your left fingertips all the way down to the earth, root them, then pick up your right heel or your right toes, coming to the right heel. Spin your toes to point in and walk your palms to the center, finding wide-legged forward fold. You might widen your feet or you might narrow them, depending on how open your hamstrings are feeling today. Fold forward. Take an inhale, find halfway lift. As you exhale, root your left palm down under your face. Then reach your right fingertips up toward the sky and begin to twist. Keep pressing down into your feet, elongating through your spine. Then from that place of elongation, find freedom in your twist, spinning your heart to the right, and maybe eventually the gaze reaches toward the right thumbnail. Inhale. Stay for your exhale. Draw your belly button to your spine. Drive your inner thighs back. Undo your revolution. Fingertips come down to the earth. Micro bend your knees. Lift your right toes. Spin them to face out. Bend your right knee deeply. Then lift your left toes. Spin those to face out. And we'll sink to Skandasana. Low side lunge to the right. Fingertips can stay anchored or draw your palms to meet at your heart in prayer. Take a sweet breath in through your nose. Breathe out and stay. Settle down. Funky transition here. Look forward, gaze forward. Step your right fingertips towards your gaze to where you're gazing. And then begin to rise all the way to Chandrasana. So coming back through the warrior two legs, Right foot roots, left toes are gonna stretch up toward the sky as you stack the left hip over the right. Feel all four corners of your right foot anchoring down. If there's one corner that feels less rooted than the others, how can you press more there? Maybe it's the big toe, maybe the pinky toe, maybe the inner heel or the outer heel. Find your balance. Elongate your side bodies. Take one more inhale here. On your exhale, bring your left fingertips down to the mat. Square your hips. Then keep a strong digging down into your left fingertips. Reach your right fingertips around and back. We're gonna grab for the top of the foot, similar to what we did on hands and knees. So grabbing for left foot from the inside with the right hand. Then elongate on an inhale. On an exhale, create a quad stretch. Dive your heart down towards your right toes as you reach your left knee up toward the sky, moving in opposite directions. If you're wobbling, if you're finding your balance, that's great. Just stay with it. Sometimes we have to feel unstable in order to find that stability ultimately. Let's take one more breath here. Inhale. Exhale, can you fold in just a bit deeper? Release the right palm down to the mat. Step your left foot down to the mat. Feet are hips distance apart and take a fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Iron out your spine. Exhale, just bow. Root your left foot. On your next inhale, stretch your right toes long and back behind you. Reach forward with your heart. Pull fingertips toward toes. Grow longer and longer and longer. Then exhale, bend the left knee. Step your right foot softly back behind you and anchor right knee to the earth. As you inhale, the fingertips stretch up toward the sky. Feel an action of lifting from your feet all the way through your fingertips. Then on your exhale, keep the length and twist. Cactus your elbows. Spin your right elbow toward the front of your mat. Left elbow to the back of your mat. Belly button stays pulling in. Outer left hip draws slightly back. Right hip draws forward. Inhale, reach all 10 fingertips up high to the sky. As you exhale, left fingertips come down inside the left foot. Tuck your right toes if they're not, and lift your knee away from the mat. Then swivel to warrior two legs so the knife edge of the right foot comes down. Find what works for you in terms of placement of the left hand to the mat, to a block, maybe elbow to thigh. Then lift your right fingertips all the way up skyward. Take an inhale, press your feet down more firmly, reach higher through the right fingertips. On your exhale, expand your right side body by reaching right arm to your ear. One more inhale here, breathe through all your ribs. As you exhale, revolve right fingertips down to the mat. Pick up your left toes, spin on your heel to point your toes forward, and then bring your hands to the inside of your legs, wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, stretch it out. As you exhale, root down into your right palm beneath your face. Stretch your left fingertips high to the sky. The inhale is the place to find more length, and then on the exhale, find your revolution, find your twist. And try to keep your hips neutral, and then revolve from your belly button up through your spine. Maybe the gaze reaches all the way toward the sky. Inhale. Exhale, release. Left fingertips come down. Micro bend your knees. Pick up your left toes, turn them out. Then bend your knee, pick up your right toes, turn them out, coming to the heel of the right foot as you sink deeply to Skandasana, low side lunge on the left. Palms to prayer maybe, or fingertips root to the earth. One breath here, inhale. Exhale, what can you clear? What can you release? Maybe it's from a physical space in your body. Maybe it's a mental thought. Big transition. Look forward, step your left fingertips forward and wider of your left foot, swiveling back to the warrior two legs. Then launch into the left foot, Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Right hip stacks over the left. Keep your toes bright, your right toes, so that they're flexing and creating a line of energy that runs all the way up your leg, all the way through your spine, finding more length, more elongation. Inhale. Exhale, pivot your right fingertips back down to the earth. Spin your pelvis to square, so all 5 of your right toes are pointing down. Then root your right fingertips. Sweep your left arm around and back to catch your right foot from the inside. So draw your heel towards your sitting bone. Inhale, elongate, reach out through your heart. Then on your exhale, press firmly into your left foot. Kick your right toes into your hand and begin to bow forward, chest to thigh. Let yourself calibrate. Try to remove any judgments or any fear around the wobble, but rather just breathe into it. Notice the little fluctuations and see how you can assist with finding more stability. What part of your foot can anchor more? Inhale. Exhale, gentle release. Step your right foot down beside the left. Step your left fingertips to the earth and take a sweet forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, just fold. Lift your heels. Spin your toes out. You can widen your feet a little or maybe a little more, and then sink all the way to Malasana, so the hips come between the heels. Bring your palms together at your heart. Press elbows to inner thighs and then inner thighs back to elbows. Breathe through your spine. We'll take 3 breaths here. You can close your eyes if that feels okay. And let your feet and your pelvis be heavy, acting as stabilizers, as anchors. Let your spine and your head be buoyant and light, like a balloon lifting high to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, fingertips to the earth. Spin your toes back to parallel and fold forward. As you inhale, root into your right foot. Stretch your left toes back behind you, standing L. This time, see if you can play with floating your fingertips away from the earth. So maybe first come to just 3 fingers, and then 2, and then 1. Now squeeze your belly button to your spine, drive down through your right heel, and can you bring your palms to meet at your heart center? Warrior 3, palms in prayer. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, bend your right knee deeply. Stretch your fingertips forward as you stretch your left toes to the back of the mat. Softly, slowly. As the toes root, pull your feet toward each other. And then inhale, reach your fingertips up to the sky. High crescent lunge. So this time the left knee stays lifted. Charge your back thigh. Pull up through your belly so that your waist contracts and your heart lifts. Inhale. Exhale, twist. Left fingertips reach forward, right fingertips reach back. Feel your feet anchor, and then feel the buoyancy in your torso as you spin your ribs toward the side. Beautiful. Inhale, rise, high crescent lunge. Exhale, extended side angle. Knife edge of the left foot comes down. Reach forward through your right fingertips, bring them to the earth, and then left arm reaches for the sky. On your next inhale, reach forward, expanding the left side body, big stretch. Then continue the revolution as the left fingertips come to the earth. Lift your right toes, swivel on your heel to find your wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, left palm plants under your face. Right fingertips stretch toward the sky. Elongate and then create your twist. This round, if you'd like to go for a half bind, spin your right palm toward the left side of your mat, and then can you revolve all the way until the right fingertips reach for the inner left thigh. If you have the bind, peel your right shoulder open, squeeze your shoulder blades to the back of your heart. Take one more inhale. On your exhale, release, fold forward. Bring your palms to meet in prayer. As you inhale, find a halfway lift, but with the fingertips in prayer. So fingers are away from the earth, the spine is stretching long, butt's reaching back. As you exhale, lift your right heel, turn your toes out, then lift your left toes, coming to your heel, and sink all the way down, maybe without using your hands, Skandasana. If you need the hands in that transition, totally fine. Breathe in. Breathe out, launch forward right away. Ardha Chandrasana, right fingertips down, left toes reach up, stack your hips, open through your torso. Now here, let's play again with the balance. So maybe from 5 fingers, come just to 4, then just to 3, then 2, maybe just 1. Maybe the right palm draws to your heart center. And stay and breathe. 2 rounds. Steady your gaze. Good. Re-anchor right fingertips, then the left. Spin your hips forward so the left hip bone faces the earth. This time, inhale, stretch into standing L. As you exhale, let's dive down, standing splits. The left toes reach for the sky. You can walk your palms back. And then maybe bring one of your hands or both of your hands to the back of your right calf. Pull your face towards your shin. One more inhale. Exhale, release into a forward fold. Feet are hips distance apart. Inhale, halfway lift, elongate. Exhale, and fold forward. Root the left foot as you inhale. Right toes stretch back behind you. Grow super long in all directions. Then play with your balance. Really, really root all 4 corners of your left foot first. Then maybe come to just 3 fingers. Then just 2. Then just 1 from here. Belly button hugs your spine. Elongate as you draw your palms to meet at your heart. Warrior 3, palms in prayer. Inhale. Exhale, deeply bend the left knee. Shoot your right toes back as you reach your arms forward to counteract the balance. Step your right toes back behind you. Inhale, pull up from your pelvic floor to your heart. High crescent lunge, fingertips float. And exhale, twist. Right fingertips go forward, left fingertips go back. And there's a slight action here of from your waistline down, spinning toward the left, like you're screwing into the earth so that your torso can revolve to the left. Or I think I said lower body spinning slightly toward the right, upper body spinning slightly toward the left. I'm not sure if I said that right the first time. Inhale here. As you exhale, stay. Inhale, all 10 fingertips reach toward the sky. Exhale, extended side angle. Spin your knife edge of your right foot to the mat. Then reach forward. Find connection with the earth or a block as the right fingertips stretch overhead. Inhale, elongate both sides of your body. Then exhale, right arm over your ear. Continue the circle, right fingertips down. Swivel on your feet to find your wide-legged forward fold. So the feet are parallel. You can narrow or widen your stance. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, right palm beneath your face. Inhale, the left fingertips reach for the sky. Stay here twisting or go for the half bind. Turn your left palm to the right and then bring your fingertips maybe to the inside of your right thigh. Once you create a connection there, use that as an anchor point to open through your heart. Peel your left shoulder open. Inhale. Exhale, release back down. Bring your palms to prayer. Take an inhale, halfway lift. Floating your hands away from the earth, stretch back through your inner thighs, forward through your heart. As you exhale, lift your left toes, spin on your heel, root the toes, then lift the right toes. Come all the way down to Skandasana. Sink your hips low. Inhale here. Exhale, Ardha Chandrasana. Left fingertips down. Right toes reach up for the sky. Right arm reaches for the sky. Swivel your left side body toward the right side of your mat. And now play with the balance if you like. It's optional, so no worries if you want to keep the fingertips rooted. But maybe come to just 3 fingers. Just 2. Just 1. Now, elongate in all directions as you pull your left palm to your heart for 2 breaths. Inhale. Exhale, release back down, palms to the earth. Inhale, standing out, square your hips. Exhale, dive forward. Crown of head reaches for your left toes as the right toes stretch to the clouds. Palms can stay rooted, or you can bring one or both hands to the back of your left shin and draw your chin and your nose towards your shin. Inhale here. Exhale, fold in. Step your right foot down, feet hips distance apart. Big release. Take an inhale, find halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Sigh with an open mouth here. Let all of that go. Gently rock your hips side to side. Glide your spine left and right. And then lift your toes, turn them out. Sink to Malasana, deeply bending your knees, drawing the pelvis between the heels. Palms come to meet in front of your heart. Slow, steady, fluid breath. See how thoroughly you can infuse your spine with this new air. And reach forward through your fingertips and lower to a seat, sitting bones to the earth. And we'll take Gomukhasana for our hip stretch today. Draw your right heel in, or your left heel in, and then thread your right leg over the top of the left so that your knees maybe come to stack or maybe not. It's okay if they're farther apart. If this is uncomfortable for you, you're welcome to take any other hip opening shape that is serving you today. Drive down to the knife edges of both of your feet so your toes stay flexed, active, and bright. Then lift through your heart. Stay here maybe if you're already feeling quite a bit of sensation, or just a sensation that's interesting that you want to explore more with breath. Another option is to start folding forward. Walk your fingertips up in front of you. As you stay here, breathing deeply into the lines of your outer hips, start to call to mind some stabilizing forces in your life. And just curiously becoming aware. And so maybe it's something related to your job. Maybe it's a person that feels like a rock for you. Maybe it's your yoga practice or some other movement practice. Maybe it's all of these things and more. And take a breath into these stabilizing, positive stabilizing forces in your life, acknowledging them with gratitude. Start to rise up if you folded forward. Walk your fingertips in and then switch so that this time the right leg will become your base and the left leg will thread up and over the top. You can crawl your feet away from each other, rooting the knife edges of the feet, flexing the toes. Maybe this side feels a little more open or a little stickier than the first. Just notice. As you breathe and find your stretch, can you anchor your pelvis more deeply to the earth? Can you allow your knees to surrender to gravity, releasing any unnecessary contraction into the outer hips? And on this side, as we stay and breathe, call to mind areas in your life where you feel the most free. And maybe this freedom is the direct result of one of the stabilizing actions that you considered on the first side. And just start to consider, meditate on the ways in which stability and freedom interact in your life. Press down, rise up if you folded forward. Uncross your knees. This time let's cross at the ankles. Roll over your shins and come down to your belly, however you want to get there. If you'd like a vinyasa, you can always take one. When you come to your belly, let your feet go wide. Let your toenails anchor. Relax your heart and your chin. Then step your fingertips out to the wide edges of your mat, creating little tents with your hands. As you inhale, let your pelvis get heavy so that your heart can get light. Rise to Cobra. Stretch your heart forward to the top of your mat. Shoulder blades slide together at the back of your heart and draw down your back. Inhale here. Exhale, soften your low belly, your rib cage, and your heart back to the earth. 2 more. Inhale. Use the breath to rise. Create a wave-like action through your spine. Stretch your heart forward. And exhale, release back down. 1 more right here. Inhale. Exhale, lower down. Make your way to lie on your back. If you like, you can just flip over from where you are, or you can find a seat and lie down slowly, whatever feels the best. Once you arrive, hug your knees in tight toward your chest. Curl into a really tight ball and give yourself a genuine hug, wrapping the forearms around the shins. Take an inhale to squeeze everything in. On your exhale, expand out wide and long, Shavasana. Toes go wide, palms soften, back of the head and the back of the heart spill to the earth. Allow yourself to drop everything, all your muscles, all your bones, even your thoughts as they arise. Just imagine them sinking down to the bottom of a well. Allow yourself this time to soak in and absorb any discoveries, any openings that you created through your practice. You're welcome to stay longer and continue softening and sinking. When you're ready, start to deepen your breath and bring little flickers of movement to your fingers and your toes. Roll one ear to the mat and then the other. On a big inhalation, stretch your body long. The toes go forward, arms reach back behind you. And on your exhale, roll to a side. For fetal pose, drop in. Head comes down, palms come down. Press into the earth and rise up to a seat. If you're able, try to keep your eyes closed as you transition. Let your sitting bones root. Let your knees fall wide so the seat feels spacious, rooted but open. Shoulders slide down your back. Take a moment here to feel the duality between anchoring and finding freedom, stability and liberation. And recognize that there is a certain power in having a deep knowledge of what stabilizes you so that you're able to create what you need to find more freedom in your life, on and off your mat. Draw your palms to meet in front of your heart. Take a big inhale through your nose. One last sigh out of your mouth, release. Thumbs rise to your third eye. Bow forward. Namaste. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. I hope that that felt good for you. Let me know how you're feeling in the comments below, or if you have any thoughts about the practice, I would love to hear them. I hope you're doing really well wherever you are. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, you can do that down below. That really supports me, and then you won't miss any videos coming up soon. I hope you have a great rest of your day or your night, and I will see you in the next practice. Bye.